The revolution will not be televised.
It's Dan from Clutch Business Blueprint, and I have a special treat for you today. Here with us is Greg Stonehocker from Action Coach. Now in sports, we have coaches, and everybody knows that the right coach can mean the difference between winning and losing. So why don't we have a coach in business? If you do already, great, that's awesome, you're ahead of most. If not, no big deal, I have one of the best in the business, Greg. He's worked with a wide array of individuals and small businesses, as well as some small companies like Microsoft and Dell. Just tiny.
It's tiny.
So what do you do at Action Coach, Greg?
What we do at Action Coach, a lot of people ask me that same question, and my favorite one is I simply kick people in the butt.
Okay.
It comes down to that one. You get into that and holding people accountable. And I mean, I had a sport background, just like most people have some sporting background, or that they've watched it on TV. But the main purpose of a coach is to give direction, give the plan, give motivation, and then make sure that they actually get it done. So that accountability, but actually knowing what happens, and then making sure that you have a nice swift little kick in the behind whenever you need it. And I would say, size 13s actually works really, really good to motivate people.
I bet they do. Now, when you're working with clients, and once again, this is a very general question, but what is the one thing that you like to focus on or work on with your clients?
The big thing that I like to focus on there is, you gotta take it back and look at why did you start a business and what's the whole point of it, right? And I look at a lot of the times, a good book out there is called The E-Myth, and it talks about the entrepreneur myth. As soon as you start your business, you're an entrepreneur, right? But it's not the case. You just bought yourself a job, And so we want to get out of that and get out of that technician and move up into managers and then owners and truly becoming an investor and then finally an entrepreneur. So when I look at that and understand, well, why do people go into business? And my big kind of speaking platform or whatever it is comes back to our whole purpose or our why that we actually do what we do. And that's what actually motivates us to get up in the morning and do those things. There's a great formula out there called B times do equals half, right?
Yeah.
And there's that mindset of, what do I need to be successful? Okay, what do I need to do to be successful? And then the overall have is success. And that means something different to everybody. So we need to define that success first. What do we want to go for, right? And then we have to look at, all right, what do I need to do? And that's when some of these technicians, they don't know business. They just don't understand marketing, sales, team building, how to get them all engaged, all that type of stuff. How to get their profits to, up to a higher level this year, setting goals, all that stuff. And then the final is, what do you need to be successful? And that's the hardest thing for most people because they don't understand that. It comes very fluffy or foreign to them. But you look at a lot of these successful people out there, and they really have a solid B. They're being leaders. They're being entrepreneurial. They have that passion inside them. Now this formula is out there all over the place. B times do equals have. And to help my clients understand it even more is I put brackets around the B times do, in parenthesis, to the power or exponential power of your why or your purpose. So why do we start our business in the first place? Because as well as I know, when it comes to Monday morning or whatever it is, if you're not excited and throw open the covers and jump out of bed to go to work, you're going to drag, and then you're going to get to work, and then it's going to drag, and then all you're doing is looking for Friday. When's the weekend coming? And most people have those jobs, and that's not why they started a business, is to have the same drudgery as, I just got to work for the weekend. So we need to look at our passion, understand what it's all about, and really go for the while. And so, coming back to the initial question, I know I'm rambling on, but
that's okay.
It's for clients of mine is truly understanding their purpose, understanding their why, and getting past all the minutia of day that's holding them down, that's they're working in their business, and start helping them realize that they need to work on their business and pointing in the right direction.
If you haven't read The E-Myth, it's awesome. I'm reading it right now, and I recommend it. Well, Greg clearly recommends it, so read it, and it all makes sense. Now, we are in April, and I set goals, but like everybody else, I've kind of gone off track. Get me back on track. What kind of exercises would you recommend, or what is your go-to advice for getting back on track with your goals?
Number one is get a coach.
Yes, that's what we're here.
But when it comes to it, and some people, they're at different levels of their business, and I mean, we have certain levels for different types of businesses out there, but sometimes you're just starting off, you know, and so you might just need an accountability partner, right? It's someone to hold you accountable. You know, when I first starting off, I used my wife, and, you know, love that woman to death, and she holds me accountable each and every day. Okay, did you do this? Did you do this? Oh yes, I'm sorry. And that really gets us motivation. So what happens to most people is they set their goals. They usually don't put a plan in place. And then when it comes to March, April, they just fall back into what's comfortable. You know, if you're not comfortable, right, that's when you actually start doing the things to get back into comfort, right? But when you're comfortable, you just stop doing things and you don't change, because guess what? The dissatisfaction isn't there, right? You have no vision of where you're going. And thirdly, you might not know your first steps or your things that you need to do to actually overcome some of those obstacles. So big one for me is get a coach, first of all, number one, accountability partner, whatever it is. Number two, make sure you have written goals, and then make a plan that you set out each and every month, and then break it back into each and every week, and start looking at it each and every week, and book in specific time that you're going to work on your business rather than in your business. Because if we continue to work in the business, we're always going to be doing the same thing over and over and over again. And we want to go from that, 100% in to 90% in and 10% on. And then as we continue to grow, we want to get 90% on and only 10% in. Right? And really actually have a business that runs without us. And that's the key. Final point on that one is get some form of schedule that you're going to look at your plans. We run our clients through every 90 days. We pull them in a big group. We look at their year goals and their year plan, right? We relook at it, replan the next quarter of the next year, and then we get back in and we break it back down into the 90 days. So every 90 days we're looking at the 1 year goals and then the 90-day plan and creating a specific action plan, things to do each and every week to grow your business. It's amazing to think about if you put one strategy per week in your business, in a year that's 52. That's 52 strategies done in your business in 1 year. Could you imagine what it would look like in 1 year from now?
Man, it'd be crazy. Now, where can we find you, Greg? Where are you?
Excellent. I am local here in Lethbridge. You can visit us online at www.actioncoachlethbridge.ca. You can find us there. We're on Twitter as well as Facebook, so Action Coach Leth. So track us down there. Give us a call. You can call us at our office at 403-524-3636, or send me an email at probably the best one is lethbridgepa@actioncoach.com.
And I'll obviously post his email address and website on the blog here. If you have any questions for Greg, send him an email. I would love to hear how you plan your year, your day. What do you do for goal setting? And let me know your thoughts. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Greg.
Thanks, Ann. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
The revolution will not be televised.